Welcome to Speaking Random with Chuck. Um, First and foremost, I want to thank the 9 followers that I found that I had. If you are a YouTuber that's new to the game, definitely download YouTube Studio. It gives you statistics of your YouTube. Will give you just a basic breakdown of your profile and what you have going on. I didn't find out I had subscribers until I opened that up, and I was like, oh, wow, I have so many videos on zero, but I have 9 subscribers. Awesome. Um. Anyways, um. So speaking random with Chuck today, I just want to talk. I want to talk about parenting licenses, and what I mean by that is, at what age does your child have to get to destroy your parenting license? Um, are you a parent that has gotten their parenting license destroyed way too early or at a respectful time? Are you even okay with your parenting license being destroyed? And what I mean by parenting license being destroyed is your kids basically thinking that they can tell you whatever they want, however they want, whenever they want, no matter what you say, whatever you say as a parent, as their father or mother. It really doesn't matter. Your advice is straight trash. I'd rather take advice from friends who are on my level. I don't want to take advice from somebody who's the closest to me, who has been there, done that, fell in their face 1,000 times. That's what I'm going through now. I'm going through it with my 2 oldest. I have 4 kids. I have a 6-year-old, 19-year-old, 6-year-old girl, 19-year-old boy, 21-year-old girl, and a 24-year-old girl. And the 24-year-old, her and I, we haven't always seen eye to eye. And I'm fair. Let's put it like that. And when you're doing certain things that are questionable, and a lot of it is questionable, it's hard for me to just sit back, and watch you make the mistake once or twice. It's hard for me to sit back and watch someone, which I'm referring to my oldest. It's hard for me to sit back and watch her forcefully do things, knowing that it's a huge risk, a huge chance you're taking, and you don't want to take my advice just because. So the current situation that we're having, we're having a fallout currently. It's so much random things. There's so much. It's like, where do I even start? The current situation right now is I'm living in Pennsylvania, and we came back to Pennsylvania from Florida about 6.5 months ago. And since we've came back, a lot of things have occurred. A lot of things that have occurred, and it's just like, it has not been working out. It hasn't been an easy trip. And this is my 3rd time living in Pennsylvania. And I looked at my wife and I said, every time we've moved here to PA, it's always some crazy stuff that's happening. But meanwhile, we want to come back to where the crazy happens. So our time in Florida, which was about 2.5 years, we were doing great. I work for myself. I am a self-made millionaire. No, I'm not. I I am a handyman, and before I moved here, I think 24 and 23, I made the most money solo that I've ever made. Um, and there was just no reason. There was no reason to leave. So my wife, she was always complaining to me that she never really got comfortable. It just doesn't feel like home. And then in the back burner, my daughter, she was complaining and saying, you guys should come back and all this stuff, and she just never gave in. Adding on to that, my wife already was in that. She's still in the mode of getting comfortable. I already got comfortable. I got super comfortable, not only financially, but a lot of my friends moved to Florida, so it was like it was an easy fit in. I play softball. I play men's fast pitch softball, and in New York, I'm pretty well known. Um, and just in the softball world in general, I'm pretty well known. And a lot of my friends moved out to Florida from New York, from up north, and it was just an easy fit in. So it was almost like, wow, I just a lot of the guys I know from New York are here, so it's just comfortable. Not only was I making money as a handyman, I was also making money as an umpire. I love umping. I'm thinking about moving into that full time. I've been pitching for a long time. I have so many accolades. I done won so many championships that I'm to that point in my softball career where I'm just like, it's I'm okay walking away because I did everything that a sports enthusiast, whether you're professional or amateur, wants to do. And we ended up moving back. We ended up moving back, and it's been rough. It's been really, really, really rough. Um, so fast forwarding to today, my daughter and I are having a huge, huge fallout, and I've learned that no matter what approach I have, whether it's I'm coming in hot and heavy, and I'm just I'm letting her have it. I don't care. I'm gonna throw out names and say whatever I want. I'm not gonna watch my mouth. The gloves are off. With my daughter, there's been a whole lot of tippy toeing around and walking on ice, and watch what you say to her. Don't say that, because then it's gonna just create a problem. And I kind of was forgetting that I'm that guy. I'm that guy in this family. You know what I'm saying? And I don't mean that in a boasting and bragging way. I'm better than you, but like, I'm pops. You know, especially being that I never mistreated you. I never did anything wrong to you. I was never an alcoholic, never a druggie. I've been here for your entire life, 24/7, through the highs, through the lows, even through the times where we were having our differences. But the current is my question to you guys is, have you gotten your license taken away from you? Have you gotten that parental license where you can no longer say anything? Your advice doesn't mean a thing. I can't even talk about how I had it when I was a kid. Back in my era. I'm 40. I'm 43, and I just turned 43 January 8th. So I mean, obviously, I'm from a different era, a different age, and that's fine. That's understandable. But I don't know what's wrong with this generation, because you tell them about how you had it, but for some strange reason I guess they feel like you're blowing smoke, and you're just like exaggerating. So it's like, where do I start? We had a huge fallout last night, and I was not watching what I was saying. Like I said, the training wheels have officially came off. The gloves are off. Mouth guard is thrown to his spit to the ground. I'm just like, let's go. Verbally, not that would never get physical. I would never do that. But I never initiate disrespect. I tried so many different avenues. I've tried so many different ways to help. I've tried so many different ways to paint a better picture for her. But my daughter wants to see things her way. And if you're not in agreement with her way, then you're officially a hater. I'm trying to watch what I say, because I don't want to sound like I'm downing her, because I don't wish bad on my daughter. But with that being said, when you don't listen and you don't take your parents' advice and you just continue to like kind of like stick a knife in people's backs, it's like, you know what? I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't see why I have to be a certain way, be the way you want me to be. So you know, you're going to fall on your face, and you're gonna learn the hard way. I don't that and me saying that basically translates in her mind that I'm wishing for her downfall. I'm praying on her downfall. Um, Originally I don't, but if you're not gonna listen, and if you're not gonna take heed to what I'm trying to tell you, and trying to get you to not take these bad steps, then you know what? Maybe you should fall on your face. Maybe that's the way you learn. Maybe that's the way you learn. It doesn't have to be that way, but you're forcing your cards for it to be that way. She also said that you know, I've hated on her for a very long time, and I've always wished on her downfall for a very long time, and that's not true. My daughter has made some choices that impeded her on doing something better with herself. She's surrounded herself with people that are really not uplifting, more of kind of holding her back. She's chose to be loyal to friends over family when it's supposed to be the other way around. There's an old saying that blood is thicker than water, family over friends, or family over everything. And that hasn't been her motive. So I've tried to, and it's not me trying to get her to see things through my eyes. Oh, this is the way I see it. No, this is the way, these are the steps that you should take for you to kind of be successful. So for example, she's a nail technician, and she's great at her job. She's great at her job, and I praise her for it all the time. But in the very beginning, it was like, hey, you're gonna get clientele that's gonna come to you, and they're gonna come by the abundance, and you need to feed your business and not feed what you want. You know, yeah, I know you want those sneakers, I know you want the material things, but that will hinder you. You'll get there. You'll get there where you'll be able to say, I made this amount, I fed my business, paid some bills. Now it's time for me to rock out and play and play with my money. But in the beginning of every business, your first year of business is the trial and error. It's you know, you take loss, you learn the do's and the don'ts. And I told her to hang on to your money, hang on to things. You know, feed your business so your business can feed you. Always have supply, an abundance of supply. You know, try to expand, try to do things differently. And she never wanted to listen to me. She's been doing this now for about 4 or 5 years, and she can attest to it. You take a look back at it, and she has nothing to show for herself because she's been living client to client. Now she has at one time she was doing this full time, and she works and she does nails at home. I've always told her to expand, always told her to get bigger in that department, do things differently, you know, create content videos, tutorials. I've told her to, you know, hey, if you come up with your own style, name that style and try to get that style, branded. She doesn't do it, so it's just like, okay, well, you're not listening. So I never said that. Oh, you're not listening about your business, so you're gonna. I hope you fall flat on your face, so then you can learn. Never said that. But it's a perfect example as to when you don't listen to good advice, and you want to take your rabbit hole advice or your rabbit hole advice from friends, you're gonna fall flat on your face, and that's your style of learning. And as a father, it's really hard to sit back and watch that, because not once have I ever tried to control her life. Never ever tried to control what she does. I try to advise her on what she does. So running back to the current now, she's dating this guy that nobody's happy with. Like, none of the family members are okay with him. He's very, very to himself. He'd come over to our house and spend like 4 days in a row per week in our house and never come out the room. And we all complained about it. We all like, hey, well, why is he so to himself? And her response was, oh, you guys need to go and initiate a relationship. What? You know? So just off of that, you for my wise people, people on my level, my age, you're already like, nah, that's a no go. But there's a lot of BS happening. He recently got a little physical with her, so that's like off the table. That's like, whoa, now I gotta step in, because if he goes around and he's yelling at you or whatever, you guys are having an argument, and he's like, shut up, bitch. All right, I'm not gonna jump into that. I mean, it would be nice if you would not say that, but I'm not gonna go crazy over it. That's something for my daughter to handle. But for him to go and put his hands on her, and no matter what level of physicality it was physical. It's just like if you get into a car accident and you report it to your company, to your insurance company, there's no level of an accident. An accident is an accident, and your insurance is gonna go up, unfortunately, especially if it's your fault. But it's a lot of crazy stuff that I'm going through right now, and that goes back to parenting license. Like, when are we supposed to lose our parenting license? Like, at a certain age, is it okay for our kids to just blatantly disrespect us? Is it okay for our kids to seek advice, hear our advice, and then wipe their ass with our advice, or just straight up not listen to our advice? I'm confused. I am totally confused. So I called him a boy. He's 29 years old, by the way. He's not a boy, but he does boy-like things. He borrows her car because his car is out of commission, and I'm totally okay with that. They're helping each other out. It's what boyfriend and girlfriend does. And he catches a flat. He's about an hour and some change away from her. She calls me to ask me to go help him. I'm about an hour away from where he's at, so I'm about almost 2 hours away from where he's at. So I'm already like, you know what? Just based off of that, I can't go. But to be honest, I didn't want to go anyways because it was him. Because I don't really bang with him like that. Anyways, she leaves work early to go help him with a flat. And it's like, I'm in my head thinking, like, why is he calling you? This is something that he should be able to handle. Granted, I'm not sure if they had a jack in the car. I'm not sure if they had the right tools. But if you catch a flat, unfortunately on the highway, you got to find your way through. You pull over, and you might have to walk to the next exit, or you might have to get to a landmark and call, I don't know, an Uber, and to come pick you up. Go to AutoZone, get what you need, come back, fix the flat, put the donut on the car, and that's it. What are you calling her for? Then she leaves work early, screws up her finances, and this is gonna segue to my next gripe. They're supposed to be getting an apartment together because we're leaving to Florida. My wife and I and my 6-year-old daughter, we're leaving to Florida. We're going back to Florida, to where we shouldn't have left in the first place. And me as a father and as a man, a mature, grown man, I can't grip that as to why are you calling her? Why are you calling her to go and help you fix a flat? I really don't understand that, especially being that they're getting an apartment. So her being at work is just off of that. That's two reasons. She shouldn't be leaving work, because that the finances are that important, because you guys are getting an apartment. So you need all the money you can get, so you could use it for the down, or furniture, or whatever. And then to top it off, you should be able to handle the situation by yourself, and you're calling your girl. I really don't understand that at all. He's very materialistic. You know, the priorities are just not there. They're not there. My daughter has this thing where, you know, when she hangs out with you long enough, she starts to pick up your habits. It's kind of like when you with somebody, when you hang out with somebody for so long, you start laughing like them. And you're like, oh shit, damn, you know, I don't even sound like myself. But I tell her these things, and I'm hating. That's a form of hate. I don't think it's a form of hate. It's just, you know, this is what I'm seeing. This is not what I'm interpreting. This is what I'm seeing. This is what is unfolding in my face. You know, and it's just like, wow. I don't understand what is going on right now. But it was huge fallout. So I kind of feel like I was kind of all over the place. But for those of you who took the time to watch the video and took the time to really kind of understand where I was coming from, and if you relate to what I'm saying, definitely leave a comment below. Definitely hit the subscribe button so you can chime in on Chuck Talking Random, because that's what I am. I'm gonna hit you with the comedy. I'm gonna talk about the current events, past events, personal stuff, you know, and I would like to hear from others, you know, because one of the ways to becoming a good person is hearing someone else's opinion and either taking the whole opinion in or being able to dissect what that opinion can do for yourself. When you walk around without a mirror, and you walk around just thinking that you're good and nobody can tell me anything, I mean, that's not a great attitude to have at all. Do I want a relationship with my daughter? Of course I do. Of course. But it's very hard. It's very hard when, you know, she just does these crazy things. And my wife's cousin recently said that they're adults. Yeah, you need to just let go and let them learn. And that's hard. That's hard because I love my kids. As much problems as we go through, as much differences as we have, love the shit out of them. You know, I'll do anything for them. I might say certain things, but, you know, doesn't mean that I won't be there for them. And I'm not innocent. I have my ways, but during this conversation, during this back and forth that we had, there was, you know, me putting her in place and then her just pointing fingers back at me. Well, you can't say that because you did this. Da 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 da. You ain't perfect, so you can't tell me shit. I mean, you ever want to cry, but you just can't? But like the inner you wants to cry so bad. That's how I feel. Like I want to cry so bad, but it just doesn't come out. It's like constipation tears. Like, you know, it's not happening. You know, and I'm not being a dickhead, but I'm just saying it's like this situation is a real sad situation. It's not a situation that I want. You know, and she's moving in with someone that has been very disrespectful to her, very disrespectful, who has gotten physical, someone who has done a few painful things. You know, one of those painful things was a big one, very big. And it's just not me seeing it. It's just not I'm not just giving my opinion. It's actually something that's like worthy of just, nah, I can't be down with you anymore, kind of thing. But my daughter has shown that she is desperate, just desperate to be loved, and we all are. We all desperate to be loved. We all want to be loved. But, you know, when you're barking up the wrong tree, or when you're giving out energy and you're not getting the same energy back, it's like you got to wake up to that. You got to see that. You can't just ignore that. She was quoted saying that, you know, I kind of pray that this doesn't fall through for me, because I just don't know. As far as her getting an apartment and moving on to the next step, because when we moved to Florida, she's really not gonna have any guardrail. Her sister is gonna be gone. Her aunt doesn't live here in New York or PA. We're gonna be gone. And she doesn't really have anybody but like friends that she could count on. And we all know that friends, they only have, I don't know, about this much rope when it comes to like real help. You know, I don't know, man. This is just it's really really stressing. I want better. I want a better relationship. I want people to just listen to me and stop thinking that it's a form of me hating. You know, if I'm telling you it's not going to work out, I'm not saying that out of hate. I'm telling her it's not going to work out because I'm seeing the signs. I'm seeing what's going on. You know, and he even said that, you know, if we get into a heated argument, I'll leave and you'll be fucked. You know, you're the one who's going to be stuck. You're going to be stuck. It's just not, you don't say things like that. You know what I mean? I'm sorry, but if I'm going to move in with you and you say something like that to me, maybe I'm not the person to move in with. You know what I'm saying? Maybe you're not the person to partner up with. But as far as me wanting her to fall flat on her face, I do, because she's showing signs that that's the way you're gonna learn. That's the way that it's gonna be a reality check. You know, I couldn't get through to you. I couldn't tell you something different. I made offers. I mean, I've done a lot for my daughter, and you know, my parenting license was revoked a long time ago, because this is not the first time. But I'm done ranting. Well, I wasn't really ranting. I was just kind of sharing with you guys what's going on, and I just really want opinions. And you know, what can you pick out of this video that's gonna be like, well, yeah, I'm going through that issue, and maybe this is what you should do differently, and stuff like that. So, yep. Till the next time. Talk to you guys.